for yourself, and the MVP chants were resounding across Lucas Oil Stadium. What's the reaction when you hear just the excitement, the enthusiasm for the season that you and this team are having?
I mean, that's what we need. I mean, we feed off of the fans, especially playing at home. So for us to come out firing on all cylinders, it's really a testament to the work that we put in, and we're just glad that the fans are here for it. They're engaged. It makes it a tough environment for the opposing team.
Jonathan Taylor, MVP candidate, minus 250 to win Offensive Player of the Year. He only needed 12 touches, Matthew, or 12 carries to get to 153 yards on the ground, 2 rushing touchdowns. Had basically a third rushing touchdown that was counted as a pass technically, but he catches our pickup line under 20 and a half rushing attempts from Thursday, and he headlines Weekend Warriors.
We were doing bar trivia on Saturday and on Sunday on Friday's football pregame, and the question was, does Jonathan Taylor score 2 touchdowns today? And I said no.
I said no as well.
Yes, we were wrong.
Yeah, we were aggressively wrong. Because he scored 3, and if the Titans had kept this closer, he might have scored 6.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
He has 14 touchdowns in 8 games. He just keeps on scoring 3 touchdowns every week. I think the record for all time is LaDainian Tomlinson, 31 total. He's probably not going to do it because it's extremely hard to do. But Jonathan Taylor could absolutely score 25 touchdowns this year, which only 5 players have ever done.
Jonathan Taylor, this is from Next Gen Stats. Jonathan Taylor forced 8 missed tackles on his carries against the Titans, gained 131 extra yards, the most by any rusher in a game since Week 10, 2020. This season, Taylor's 366 rushing yards off missed tackles are 124 more than any other player. Hashtag Tennessee versus Indy. Hashtag for the shoe. I understand why you are a Colts fan. They're unbelievable. I need your advice here. I need your advice on something here.
If it's Colts related, I'll tell you.
No one else listen to this, okay? Just real quickly, just give me a minute here. Alone with Jay. So in the beginning of the year, I did a whole video rant about the Colts and how stupid I were because saying that they should be starting Anthony Richardson just to see what they have, because I said something like, look, Daniel Jones is fine. He's actually a good quarterback. I actually think he's a good fit for Steichen's system, but you're not winning a Super Bowl with Daniel Jones. Like, the best you're doing is maybe you win a wild card. Sure. You're probably losing in the wild card. You're going 8 wins, and that's what you're doing with Daniel Jones. Yeah. So anyway, that video's out there, right? And I feel like, Jay, if I'm being honest with you, no one listen, right? No one's listening. If I'm being honest with you, it feels like a pretty bad take.
Is it a problem that they're the greatest offense in the history of football?
I feel like somebody's going to find that video and unearth it. Should I delete it? Yeah. Should I get ahead of it and quote tweet it with a new video saying I was wrong and fall on the sword now? Because it might be the worst take of all time.
But here's the thing. You haven't seen what Anthony Richardson could do with this offense. Maybe Daniel Jones is holding them back.
Maybe,
and Anthony Richardson is the guy that they need to vault them to the next level.
Thank you, Stuntman Chuck. You can turn it back on now. I had my private conversation with Jay. Just the worst take of all time. Listen, they're favorites for everything. They might be the best team in the AFC. If they're not, it's not a long list. Maybe them or the Chiefs, right?
The Chiefs are better, I think, but the Colts have a reasonable argument to be considered the second best team in football, I think, which is pretty crazy.
Right? And Jonathan Taylor, Offensive Player of the Year. Steichen's going to be Coach of the Year. I think Tyler Warren's got a shot at Rookie of the Year.
They're juggernaut.
They're unbelievable.
I've never seen anything like Taylor's 80-yard touchdown run, where it's like he's running on a balance beam the whole time. The gap between him and the safety was just insane. How does he run past him and stay on that? Taylor's doing things I've never seen a running back do before. This team is just...
Two-time friend of the show, by the way.
Exactly.
Prior to being on the show...
He might price himself out. We may not be able to get him back. No. He's going to be second in MVP.
The other thing that's happening here, we know Warren is great. Daniel Jones has been phenomenal, just a great fit for that offense. But also, how about Michael Pittman, who throughout his career has always been a very good wide receiver, but much more of a floor guy than a ceiling guy because he never scored touchdowns. Yeah. Prior to this year, he was just never a big touchdown guy. And yet this year, he's scored in 6 of 8 games this season. On the season, he's the 10th best wide receiver in fantasy.
Yep, had an incredibly sick touchdown on the left side of the end zone. Yeah, Michael Pittman. Again, this Colts team, they're just toying with people at the moment. It doesn't even really feel like
they're playing with their food.
Yeah, they're breaking into higher gears. The schedule gets a bit tougher, but they're going to keep on rolling. James Cook would have been the story out of yesterday if not for Taylor and his performance. James Cook goes 19 for 216 and 2 touchdowns. A pitiful performance from the Carolina run defense.
Yeah.
But James
You know
Cook,
what they did? they did not pound.
No, there was no
they're told
pound.
to keep pounding,
Yes,
and yet they stopped pounding.
They never commenced the pound.
No,
you can't
exactly.
keep pounding if you never commence the pound.
That's
Everyone
right.
knows this.
Yes.
James Cook quietly has been an absolute beast this year. He's on pace for over 1,500 rushing yards. The touchdowns have not regressed like we thought they would.
No.
So just a locked-in top 5 running back.
20 more fantasy points in 5 to 7 games this season. No qualified running back in terms of running backs have gotten a certain number of carries. No qualified running back has a higher yards per carry average this year than James Cook, who's getting 6 yards a clip. Unbelievable.
Yep.
And so a lot of people were worried about hey, Panthers have a pretty good run defense. We'll see what happens. James Cook just ran it down their throats. It was nice to see that even in a game in which James Cook was just monstrous, Josh Allen, proud Fantasy Life investor Josh Allen, was still able to have, had the 2 rushing touchdowns, threw for 1. Khalil Shakir has a nice game for the Bills as well.
Yep, staying in the AFC East, Tua Tagovailoa, who I thought there was a chance that this might be it for Tua for the last start of the season. Apparently not, because he throws for 4 touchdowns, hyper efficient against what had been a very good Falcons pass defense. Jalen Waddle, he looked like rookie Jalen Waddle. He looked like he had incredible burst. He goes for 99 yards and a great touchdown catch as well. So the Dolphins, I don't think we're going to get this every week. There seems to be some weird stuff happening with Atlanta. Why are you losing by 24 points at home for the Dolphins?
Of all the games, it was a weird day yesterday, right? And they're all sort of weird in the NFL. But of all the games yesterday, that was the most shocking one. That not only that Atlanta won, but that they came in there and they spanked them.
Yeah.
They spanked Atlanta. It's one thing for, okay, fine, the offense wasn't as good. They didn't have Drake London. They didn't have Michael Penix. Kirk Cousins looked like, and by the way, as long as we're talking about bad takes, how about me tweeting out, hey, by the way, Darnell Mooney available in 50% of leagues. And then 8 million people with the same joke. Well, there's a reason, Barry. Or why do you think? About to be available in 100% because he goose eggs. He's just, Darnell Mooney sucks. And it is, I mean? It's why I dropped him in our league, and whatever. George picked him up. I'm like, good luck. Have at it. But we did this segment on the Football Night in America pod where they wanted us to do this Halloween thing, whatever, trying to be cute. And so they asked, who's the vampire of the NFL? Who's the ghost of the NFL? And I picked teams from, I was just among the vampires, rising from the dead sort of thing, or the Dolphins. Yeah, this was supposed to be Mike McDaniel's last game.
Yeah.
They were going to get blown out by the Falcons, and then, they looked great. Jalen Waddle against a good secondary was able to get it done as well. He's now, since Tyreek Hill went down with an injury, he's had at least 95 yards in 3 of those 4 games. He's averaging almost 16 fantasy points per game. He's the 15th best wide receiver in fantasy since Tyreek Hill went down. He's got a 22% target share, especially with no Darren Waller. I think Waddle is certainly legitimate. Achane, of course, did Achane type things here, including the touchdown. But Tua, look, here's what I'll tell you. Great game. He gets the 4 touchdowns. Fantastic. On the season, his average up target is still 4. 4. I mean, he's had 2 passes this entire year of 15 or more air yards. In the game, he only had 2 passes of more than 15 air yards. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. He's had only 2 games this year, this being one of them, with more than 205 passing yards. Waddle and Achane, that's what you're doing with the Dolphins. But Mike McDaniel and company keep their job for longer. It gives them some strength, some length here.
Yep, Drake May, who we're going to start hearing in MVP conversations.
Yes.
He's into plus 450. He has been on an absolute heater, and it keeps it going. In spite of getting sacked by 5 times by Myles Garrett, he still had a very good game. Overall, goes 18 for 24. He's been incredibly efficient. 282 through the air, 3 touchdowns, and also gives you 50 yards on the ground.
First quarterback this season with more than 250 yards against Cleveland. Just to, since week 2, he's the 2nd best quarterback in fantasy football in terms of how to value that. 5th game this year with over 23 fantasy points. Just he's the real deal, and he's making Kayshon Boutte become more of a thing. He's just a locked-in fantasy starter. He unfortunately spreads it around a little bit too much. We'll talk more about the Patriots and various players as we get closer to week 9. But yeah, I mean, May's fantastic, and I don't hate the people that say they'd rather May than Jaden Daniels, because I get it. I'm sticking by 5, faith in 5, but I get it. Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and Rotoworld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.